All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Today I have Allison Waters from Madison High School, a senior, incoming senior, and from Short Shots, Sabino's team, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Um, did you guys go to Spooky Nuke at all this? You guys went a couple weeks ago, right?
we went 2 weekends ago, and then the weekend before that, we were there 2 weekends in a row.
So at least you got into some tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Before we get into basketball, AAU, and high school, I want to ask, with the COVID virus, what's Manasquan's plan for going back to school?
We're starting the 9th, I believe, and we're doing like a hybrid schedule, which like we're splitting us into two groups. And so like one group will start the school year being in school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the other group will be in school Tuesday, Thursday, and online the rest of the day. So it's basically like every other day or in school.
Okay. It's a little different. I know some schools are doing half the school goes Monday, half Tuesday, nobody Wednesday,
Yeah,
Thursday, Friday. But I mean,
it's
you would think
different.
all the time the state would have came with a universal plan for all the public schools
Yeah,
to
a
follow.
lot of schools are just doing different stuff.
Yeah, I know, St. Rose, RBC, they're going back full time, 5 days
Yeah,
a week. So we'll see what happens. So
yeah.
um how did you find training, the early parts of the virus when, things were really locked down, getting your training in, I mean, basketball's a little easier other sports because you could always go outside, but, to keep your competitive edge, going up against other people, you didn't have that option.
Yeah. Like it was definitely like like very challenging in the beginning to just find anything to do because it's like you couldn't like work out with people or like do anything, and a lot of some trainers like weren't really doing anything in the beginning, but as it like progressed, like people were doing like Zoom workouts and stuff, so it got a lot easier. But in the beginning it was like just working out by yourself and like making sure like even if like it's playing one-on-one against like your siblings or like your parents or something to try to get like anything in. So like it was like doing a lot of the same stuff like every day.
Yeah, when I interviewed Jess Repeat, she said the same thing, not being able to be out there against, other players, getting that competitive edge, you doing
Yeah.
this, doing the same thing. And at first, people thought we were going to be locked down for 2 weeks, and it ended up being longer. So, trainers and coaches probably didn't plan anything, thinking, all right, 2 weeks off. And then it turned longer. So then they started planning, the Zoom meeting, virtual training. And like you said, I know Gary Linton did a lot of stuff virtually. I know Tiny was doing a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
virtually after a while. So that's good. Now getting to, background, when did you start playing basketball?
I started playing basketball probably when I was in like first grade with like my town rec. Like I always played when I was like really young and like, but I didn't start playing like competitively until I was going into sixth grade. Like that's when I started going to hoop group and started playing with the short shots.
Yeah, it seems like basketball kids get a little more competitive a little later on than other
Yeah.
sports. Like, 10-foot basket,
Yeah.
a little more serious. So it gets funner. When you get older, it gets a little more fun. Did
Yeah.
you play any other sports when you were younger?
When I was really young, I played soccer, but I quit with it, I think, when I was in like second grade.
Soccer, my favorite sport. Do you have any siblings?
I have two older siblings, Samantha, who's 25, and Nicole, who's 23.
Did they play basketball?
No, they were all focused on the academics. They both went to Allied, which is like a really smart like medical school
Okay.
in
Oh,
Neptune. It's like a vocational school.
yeah. Okay. Wow. Good for them.
Yeah.
Um, your parents, family, what have they meant to your development? Encouragement, or just how they help you, develop.
Well, my parents have helped me like tremendously. Like they sacrifice all their time to drive me places. They encourage, they support me. They like help me train. Like they they're like the huge part of like the player and the person I am today.
That's great. Besides like family members, professionally, like basketball player, who was your role model? You know,
Well, that's a tough one. When I was growing up, like my favorite basketball player always was LeBron James, like because he's just so like even like not part of the basketball aspect, like he's like a huge like activist, even like to stand up for the community, and like he does really great stuff, and a part of him like being a fantastic basketball player.
Yeah, LeBron, and he's still playing at a high level. How many years now? Was this 19? When did he get drafted? 01?
I think he got drafted 2003 because
Right.
that's the year I was born.
Oh God, I was I was writing for the Co-Star in 2003. Oh man, you just made me feel really old. Um, Now, training wise, you said you started going hoop group sixth grade. Sixth grade, right? Yeah. Any other trainers you've used, or is it mostly? I mean, your area, it is mostly hoop group, where
Yeah,
and that's
I
where you
work
get
with a
the
lot
best
of people.
competition.
Yeah, I work with a lot of people out of hoop group. Like I've used to train with Elijah Allen, who used to go out of hoop group, and I used to train with Larry Smith sometimes. I still do sometimes, and just a lot of like Tiny Green and like trainers like that.
Okay. Who taught you how to get such a quick release on your shot?
Just well, when I was little, I was not the best shooter, so I know I had to like fix it. So I worked really hard on it, and I just practiced a lot, and then it just turned into me developing a quick release just from practicing so much.
Yeah, you definitely, in my opinion, you got the quickest release in the shore. And it's
Thank
right
you.
as soon as you get that ball, it's out. So,
Thank you.
you see my tweets. I say it all season long. I talk to college coaches about it too. They agree. So I know I'm not just seeing it. So good job. Good job. Realizing you had to work on your shooting, and you developed such a nice shot. Now I want to talk a little AAU. Were you always on short shots?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been with that group. Let's talk about some of the players. You're playing with such a good point guard in Sabino. How is it playing with her?
Well, playing with her has helped me so much, honestly. Like, we talk about like we can do better as a team and stuff. Like, she helps me. Like, she really has helped me develop. Like, 'cause we've been together for like so many years now. Like, she can just like tell me like if I'm not doing like this right to fix it, and it really just like helps my game for things I can do like individually, like to like fix like a little mistake or something, and that just helps me get better.
Yeah, and being such a good point guard, she can make everyone better on the court too.
Yeah.
How
And she
about
like finds me like so easily and stuff.
yeah? When I went up to the one up in Red Bank when you guys were doing the scrimmages, she looked so good. Getting the ball to the right person in the right spot. Makes it so easy for the people who are the scorers. Put up the points. How's it playing with Allie, such a dominant force underneath? Probably opens things up for you outside a little bit.
Yeah, it's really fun playing with Allie because, well, we always get so happy whenever she like bodies someone or like does anything good. But they always, whenever they double team on her, like she kicks it out, it creates everything for everyone else. So it's really fun playing with her.
Yeah. Now, Justine just left the team. How was it playing? You played with her for a few years, right? How
Yeah,
was
I
it playing
I
with
played with
Justine?
her. Oh, I love playing with Justine. Like she's such a great player, and it was so fun. Like she also would always find everyone else, or like try to create stuff for other people along with herself, and it was really fun playing with her.
Well, talk about Coach Sabina. What has she meant to your development? Play for her for quite a few years now.
Oh, she has meant she has helped me so much. Like I've been with her for years, and like she has helped me develop so much, like helping me work individually and like skills that I need to improve on, so I work on them, and like even like with teams, like team aspects, like helping me be a better teammate and everything, like making me like be a player that can be like good to coach, like easy to coach. Like she's helped me a lot.
I mean, that's big right there. Being a good, especially being a listener to coaches. What the coach has to, being able to handle criticism and
She
stuff.
holds us very accountable, so like it's helped me a lot.
That's great. What were your thoughts with AAU being delayed early on possible, season. Luckily, you guys got to have some tournaments and stuff. What were you thinking at the start of the virus?
Well, obviously, like, I was really sad. This is my last AAU season, and like, I love to travel with like my teammates and go to all these places and to play against great competition and stuff. So when we all like had no idea what was going on, if we were even gonna have a season, we were all bummed out. Like, I was so upset, but we got a few tournaments like under our belts, so those were fun. I was really glad we played those, but it's still like sad that it got delayed so far because usually it's like the summer and we get to do all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, usually Atlantic City starts what, end of April or May? It's May.
Yeah, it's we start at the end of April.
Yeah. So, a lot of players bring up the same, not even just the playing aspect, just, traveling with the team, hanging out with the team in the hotels, going out to eat, other players brought up the same thing. I want to move on to a little bit. Let's go to high school, Manasquan, such a successful program. What were your goals entering high school, that you wanted to achieve in your 4 years?
Well, when I was going in my freshman year, I knew that we had an amazing team. So I really just wanted to get on the floor and like make an impact and just help them out as well as I could.
Yeah. Now your freshman year you played with Daria, right?
Post area.
Yeah. What did you learn playing with her, practicing with her?
She was a fantastic leader, and she always helped me out. Like, she would point out the little things that I can improve on, and just like she helped me a lot freshman year, and like I really learned a lot from her. Like, just little things to do better, like how to run the floor. It was a lot of stuff that really helped me out.
You guys won TOC that year, right?
We won the short conference and the TOC.
Yeah, that was some team. I was just getting back into the basketball scene then, so I didn't really get to see Manasquan play. But I only went to St. Rose games. But see you guys, the following years, your sophomore year with Faith and Lola. Speaking of Faith and Lola, they were the seniors your sophomore year. How did they help you? What was like playing with both of them, such good players and Division I players?
Well, I played with them my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because my sophomore year I didn't play.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah. But like even freshman year when I played with them, they were also like so helpful, and like they really helped like be competitive in practice and like make people drive themselves to work harder, and like held all of us accountable, like to do the little things and like things we need to do better. And it was really fun to play with them. And even my sophomore year, they were so supportive. They helped me out with like anything I needed.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. So you got injured before your sophomore year. During AAU season, did you get hurt?
It was like the middle of August. Like I was at a camp and I like fell.
And what was the injury?
I tore my ACL.
Yeah. What kind of physical therapy and rehab did you have to do for that?
It was tough. Like, I was in physical therapy for 10 months. Okay. It was a very long process. Like, I couldn't start like running or jogging until like 3 months out from my surgery. So it was a lot of like working on like strength, like straightening it and bending it and like getting strength back up. And then when I was able to do like more stuff, physical therapy was just like a full-on workout, like sprints, like jumps, like lifting. Like it was a full-on workout for like 2 hours. I was there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I had back surgery years ago, and the physical therapy was not fun.
Yeah.
But foolish me, I started playing. I was playing men's softball league, and 2.5 weeks after surgery, I was back on the field. Probably was not the smartest thing to do, but
not.
But I know professionals, it takes 10 months for them to recover the ACL.
It's a long recovery.
After when you were fully recovered, you're probably going into your next AAU season when you where you find to play.
I missed out on like the April and stuff. I was able to play in the July live periods.
Okay. Um, any problems when you came back on the court? Were you hesitant at all, or you find good to go?
No, I was expecting myself to be hesitant, but I actually wasn't. The only problem was that I had a full leg brace on my leg, probably. Like it wasn't. I expected the mental part to be. It was hard, like coming back and stuff, like the mental part, like preparing myself and stuff. But it was when I started playing, like the worries went away, and I was just so happy to be back on the floor.
Yeah, I guess after the first minute, you're back on the
Yeah,
court. You don't even realize you're having
yeah. I
fun.
don't even like think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially younger age. Um, Going into your junior year, a lot of people say, this was a rebuild year for Manasquan, because Faith and Lola. I didn't think that at all. You got a loaded class right under you. The current junior class. Couple good freshmen that came off the bench. But I was so impressed watching them play, and I thought Lisa did a great job coaching this team.
She
Um,
did.
and I know the team didn't think it was a rebuild. I didn't think the media portrayed that, but you guys came out and you showed you're the same Manasquan. Talk a little bit about you being one of the upperclassmen with Fagan. What did you try to teach? Things that you've learned from Faith and Daria and Lola. What did you try teaching the sophomore class and the freshmen that came in?
We just wanted to like reiterate from what they learned the freshman year of just we're all very, very competitive, and we held each other accountable, and in practice we go 100% to get us ready for the games, and like we don't mess around during practice. We work very hard, and we listen to whatever our coaches have to say, and like we try to build and get each other better, and we work on everything we need to in practice, and we just wanted to be like really great leaders to them, and like show them how they can be really great leaders like this year, like their junior year and their senior year for their like younger classmen.
Yeah, that's great. And let's talk about how what is Lisa? How does she helped in your development, and how is it playing for her?
I love playing for her. She is an amazing coach. Like she has helped me so much, like individually, like with all the skills I need to work on, like things in a game I can do better, and like she holds me accountable for everything, like in like the little things, and she like on the defensive end, like she loves defense.
Most
Like
coaches do.
yeah. um like things I can do better on defense, like it's getting me like to work on things I really need.
One thing that impressed me with Lisa, I mean, she coaches literally every minute of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't stop. When you guys
Never
played
does.
St. Rose last season, the first game, and,
Yeah.
there was 45 seconds left. Both teams cleared the benches, and she was still coaching every second. Kids that don't
Never
normally get
stops.
minutes, and it was like I was talking to Georgia's mom, and I go, she doesn't stop coaching. Like every second, she's coaching. And it's
Never
fun
stop.
as a neutral fan that just loves going to the games and watching. It's so fun to watch her. Coach.
Yeah.
She's
She loves
amazing. She's one of if I had kids, I would want them to play for her.
it.
The way you see her act on the bench and stuff like that. That's great. Let's talk now. You guys end up winning Central Jersey Group 2
Yeah.
as the 2 seed. How is it playing now? Now, when I interviewed Ryan Taylor, you guys played Homedale 4 times.
Yeah, we did. We
That
played
had
them
to
all.
be tough. And
We
then
played them
you
a
end up
lot.
playing Rumson 3 times.
Yeah.
Being in such a competitive division inside the Shore Conference, it's always a plus. You're playing against St. Rose, RBC. Homedale's good, Rumson's good. Shore Regional isn't bad. How does that get you ready for the Shore Conference tournament and states?
Well, our division is so competitive, so we see hard games our whole season. So, like we treat each game we don't worry about the next one. Like, we focus on each game as we get them, and we just work really hard, and we all so competitive. Like, we want to win. Like, we all have that drive to win. So playing games like that our whole season just helps us get better each game and get ready for the like postseason, all the playoffs and for conference.
Yeah, and I caught quite a few Madison One games this season, and you saw the progression from the start of the season to the end of the season.
Yeah, every game we got better.
Yeah, and what I liked about you guys last year is everyone got involved. Everyone touched the ball. It looked pretty. It was fun to watch, and you saw the Rumson game. What was the feeling? When you guys won. Central Jersey. Group 2. How many years in a row now? Was that 8? 7 or 8?
I think I was 7.
Yeah. So how did it feel keeping the tradition going?
Well, of course we needed to keep it going. We were all so happy because that, like you said before, that was the year everyone was trying to count us out and stuff, and we already knew everyone was wrong, but that was like our proof that to give to everyone else that they were wrong. So we were all so happy. Like, it was so fun.
Yeah, and that gym was jam packed for that game.
Yeah.
I was at St. Rose RBC down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I flew out of there because they left the ticket for me at the door, and it was still a struggle for me to get in there. It was packed, and great atmosphere. Love those type of games. It was a competitive game.
It was a great game.
And then you guys went on. You played Manchester, right? The next game, lost to Manchester. Now that's 2 years in a row. Now let's move on to your senior year. Are you going to revenge those losses versus Manchester?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so let's talk. What are some individual goals you have going into your last season at Madison?
Well, I want to continue to be a great leader and like help everyone as well as I can to hold everyone accountable and keep that competitive drive going in practice and like make sure everyone works like 100%.
Yeah, and I could ask team goals, but I mean, team goal, you guys have a team that,
you want to win.
Yeah, you have the team that, you could compete with St. John Vianney for the short conference title. And, Group 2, I think this year should be yours. Just got to figure out how to slow Destiny down. I want to talk now. Let's talk a little bit about the team next season. You have yourself. Is there any other seniors?
Yeah, it's me and Macy Black.
Macy. I forget about Macy. She's a solid player too. Could do everything. Solid defense, hit the shot. And then you have good junior class with Georgia, Mary, Brooke, Dorothy. To me, Georgia, Mary, and Dorothy are such great passers, for being, the bigs, it's like, the bigs. Especially Dorothy, I was impressed with her freshman year with her passing. So, and then you have Orlando, sophomore, and then you have that good freshman class. So you have a lot of talent. So you probably have 2 starting lineups on that team.
Honestly.
So, so you probably the deepest bench. Maybe John Vianney might be a little bit, but it's close. You guys, right now, people are getting mad, but I have you guys ranked 2 in the Shore, ahead of RBC. I know other people have RBC too, but I just think you guys are 2 right now. I know people are gonna get pissed if they see this, but oh well. So I have high expectations. I know Madison always has high expectations. Let's get ready to wrap up here. Do you know what your major? You know what you want your major to be?
I'm not sure. I'm deciding between a few things. I haven't narrowed it down yet.
Don't worry. I know kids. When I was in school, people changed their major while they were in college 4 or 5 times. When you were younger, what did you want to be when?
Honestly, I don't even remember. I always switched it up all the time. I wanted to be a different thing every week.
Okay. I like to ask everyone this. when you're looking at colleges, non-sports related, like what are some things you're looking at? You know, like location, size of school, that type of stuff.
Well, I wanna be in like a city, and
Okay.
like the side I want to go in like a semi like big school,
Mhm.
like a medium size maybe, and the distance from home, like that's not like a I don't necessarily want to be too close, but it doesn't like really matter to me that much.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Yeah.
That's why I like asking, just to get it, see where everyone's mindset is. Now, last question I like to ask: what would you tell your younger self, as like give advice to your younger self?
Oh, definitely that the journey is going to be very hard and it's going to come with a lot of problems that you need to overcome, and just to keep working hard and just don't give up, because it's not going to be easy and you're going to face some injuries and just to be mentally strong.
Um, just before think about, I didn't think about this when we were talking about your injury. Who helped you, with your injury? Like say if you were feeling down, or if you said PT was very hard. Who kind of helped you get over that hump?
Well, of course, my parents and my coaches were always there, and my teammates and stuff always like would support, like reach out to me, ask me how I was doing. And Macy Black, she also tore her ACL like
Okay.
a few months before me, so we were like kind of going through PT like together in the beginning, or like, when she was done, like and I was finishing up, like so she was a very like big help to me. Like we would always talk about it and like help each other, like with anything. Like so she really helped me.
Yeah, that's a big plus. Having
Like going through it with
maybe a
someone.
close friend, going through the same thing you are. If you have questions or if she has questions, you guys could bounce
Yeah.
things off each other. So that's really good. All right, Allison, thank you for joining me. Glad we were finally able to get this done. Sorry about last week. That was I don't know,
Okay.
that app. I think I'm going to go Zoom the rest of the way now. It's
As
easier,
well.
and with all the virtual learning you kids are doing these days, everyone has it.
Yeah, it's true.
So all right, Allison, thank you very much for
Thank you
joining
for
me, and
having me.
I look forward to seeing you on the court for Manasquan next season.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.